Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Catching Up on the Couch. I'm your host, Christine Matelan, and with me today is Dr. Josh Briley. Welcome, Dr. Briley.
Well, thank you
from
for having me.
Alpha-Stim. And so today we're going to talk about what Alpha-Stim is and what it can do to help you with your pain. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Briley.
So I am the Clinical Education Director for Electromedical Products International, Incorporated. They are the manufacturers and distributors of the Alpha-Stim devices. Began using this device when I was working for the VA as a psychologist, a little over four or 5 years ago, and just saw amazing benefits with my veterans in their chronic pain as well as acute pain, but also the comorbid conditions of anxiety and insomnia that always comes with pain. So it's just, the differences were just night and day. They were able to come off a lot of their medications. They were sleeping better. They were much more pleasant during the day, according to their families. It was a game changer for them.
And that is something that we try to do here at Advanced Rheumatology is decrease medication with what we call ancillary wellness services, and this is one of those services that we can provide. So what is Alpha-Stim?
So Alpha-Stim is a non-invasive neurostimulation device that's FDA cleared to treat anxiety, insomnia, and pain. It is a prescription device, so you'll have to write an order for your patients to get one. But it works in two different ways. It treats pain with a technology known as microcurrent electrical therapy. And for that, you need the Alpha-Stim M. And it comes with two different types of accessories that will treat your pain peripherally in the body. One is the probes, which will treat pain very quickly. You can use this anywhere on the body to treat pain. We can do a demo later.
Okay.
But then also it has self-adhesive electrodes called AS-trodes, and you can use those to place, again, pretty much anywhere on the body. And it's a more diffuse distribution of the current and waveform, so it takes longer, but it does work really well.
Okay.
So
now, as all of our patients ask, is it covered by insurance or maybe an HSA plan, excuse me?
So it's not covered by most private insurances. The VA does provide it. TRICARE will cover it for pain. If they have an HSA or FSA, they can use that to purchase it. This device retails for $1,299 as a 5-year warranty. The smaller one, the Alpha-Stim Aid, which only does the cranial electrotherapy stimulation for anxiety and insomnia, retails for $840. Patients can apply for financing on our website, usually get it down to about $50, $75 a month.
Okay.
So it's very, very cost effective when you compare it to other treatment options. So.
Okay, and obviously it's battery operated, so it can travel.
Yes, travels very well. I fly extensively, and it's in my carry-on everywhere I go.
Okay. So it's working with basically stimulation. Is it like a TENS unit?
That's probably the most common question we receive. It is not like a TENS unit. A TENS unit works on like counter irritation, so it blocks the pain signal from getting to the brain. But we like to say a TENS unit has the residual effect of eyeglasses. As soon as you take it off, it stops working.
Okay.
Whereas with Alpha-Stim, it's normalizing the electrical pathways in the nervous system from the area of pain to the brain, and the results are cumulative. So the more you use it, the longer they last. Also, we're the only device that uses the cranial electrotherapy stimulation to also treat pain in the central nervous system, which is where pain is processed, is in the brain. So by doing that, you actually get a complete pain treatment instead of just treating the body.
Okay. How long does a session last? How long should they, while they're watching television?
So it depends on which accessory you're using. If you're treating pain with the probes, a few minutes. Usually I can get decent pain relief, whether it's in me or someone I'm treating, within 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then you follow up with the ear clips, which can take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour.
Okay. So it's something you could do while you're at home relaxing or...
Yes. We do ask you not to drive, but other than that, with the ear clips or the AS-trodes, you can do pretty much anything else. I know people who, work out while they have the ear clips on. I talked to someone a couple of weeks ago who does yard work with ear clips on. So this isn't something where you have to carve time out of your day to do the treatment. You can implement it very easily into your daily routine.
Okay, great. Any side effects?
So our side effects are very rare. They occur way less than 1% of the time. They're also very mild and self-limiting. So what we see are from CES, the side effects tend to be headache or dizziness. Generally, because someone's trying to treat at a current that's a little too high, all you have to do is turn the device down and that will go away. Or some mild skin irritation at the side of the electrodes. Generally clears up on its own. If it does not, then a little bit of over-the-counter ointment will clear it right up.
Okay. So does it treat things like neuropathy, the probes?
For pain such as neuropathy, I actually prefer using the electrodes.
Okay.
And then you just put them, so like if it's neuropathy in the legs, for example, you would put the electrode on the balls of the feet, like one on each foot, and then just let it run for at least an hour. What we find with neuropathy is as the nerves start waking up, then you get kind of a burning, tingling sensation. But after a few treatments, that goes away, and then the neuropathy is also starting to be relieved.
Okay.
But
So,
it treats all kinds of pain, chronic pain, acute pain, postoperative pain, treats all of it.
all right. So let's do a little demonstration here.
Okay. So we are going to treat your knee. First, you use our Alpha-Stim conducting solution and place it on the pads on the probes. Okay. You want to get 3 to 4 drops of the solution at least on the pads. You want to get them nice and saturated. They don't have to be dripping. I did a little too much, so I apologize for anything that's going to run down your leg.
Okay. Now, what is in the solution?
It's just like a mineral salt solution that helps with conduction, helps break down the electrical resistance in your skin, because the current we use is no higher than 600 microamps.
Okay.
So we're using less than even a milliamp worth of current.
Now, if someone would forget to use the solution, would they not get any relief or?
So the way the device works is the probes have to be placed on skin, and once it senses the connection with the skin, it will beep, begin to count down, and then beep when it hits the end of the 10-second cycle. Without the conducting solution, it's not going to sense that connection.
Okay.
So it's just not going to do anything.
Okay.
Okay? But what you want to do, I'm going to set this on. Okay. So you want to make sure that the frequency at the top is at 0.5 hertz. It's a very slow frequency, but it's the one that's most effective for both pain and anxiety and insomnia treatment. Then you want to press the timer button until you get to the probe setting. The little probe icon will flash, and the timer sets for 10 seconds. Then whatever side you're plugged into, the M has 2 channels. Does not matter which side you're plugged into. But whichever one you're plugged into, you just want to turn the current all the way up to 6. That way you get the best possible treatment. It's subsensory. You might feel a little tingling as I do the treatment, but you're not really going to feel the current.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to, do you have a knee that's hurting, or is this purely demonstration purposes?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to act like...
A little pain back here.
Okay. That would be a little difficult to treat on camera.
Yes, it would.
I mean, I can do it, but what we can do when I'm done demonstrating on your knee is I can demonstrate what we call the 1-minute protocol, and that might help alleviate some of this.
Okay.
So, all right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with a big X. We're going to treat this leg.
Okay.
10 seconds on each side, and then I'll just I'll explain as we go.
Okay.
So let me slide over here. So what you want to do for the big X is go up, kind of about halfway up the thigh, and about halfway down the shin. You heard it beep.
Mm-hmm.
Started counting down. Are you feeling anything?
Just the pressure of...
Right. You do want a little bit of pressure behind the probes just to help, but you don't want to press so hard that you're causing pain just from that. So we did the first diagonal. Now we're completing the X. And what you want to do is put the electrodes so that if you can imagine a line going from one to the other, that line goes directly through the area of pain. So that's step one. We're 20 seconds in.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to do a little star pattern on the knee. I like to do a small X and then a small cross. So again, we do that diagonal where the current's going directly through the knee. Okay. Finish the X. This does take a little bit of practice to kind of just get familiar and comfortable with it, but it's not a difficult process at all. And we have training videos on the website and a quick start guide that shows you how to do this. Plus, we also offer customer support, clinical support, and tech support for the life of the device. So just call an 800 number. You'll get our office in Texas Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Central.
Okay.
My clinical support team has been known to spend 2 to 3 hours on the phone with somebody, if need be. So that's step 2. We've done the small star. Now, because what we're trying to do is balance the nervous system, then we need to treat the other knee as well.
Okay.
So I just need to do a small X over here to get the signals in your nervous system balanced. This is often an overlooked step, but it's important because if you don't treat the other side, then you can actually
walk lopsided.
You'll feel like it. You further the imbalance going up to your central nervous system. And so then the sensation of pain can actually increase, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do.
Correct.
And then you connect both sides. And so you just go down to below the area of pain, same place on each leg. And then every 10 seconds, just move it till you've gone all the way across the leg. And what this is doing is putting the current up one leg across your spine so that the signal is going up to your brain a little bit, and then down to the other one. So it's just helping to further that balance. And using this protocol, I have helped people with arthritis that can barely, bend their knees, have full range of motion in just this short amount of time. Treated one guy in North Carolina a couple of years ago with arthritis. And when we finished, he was like doing deep knee squats.
Okay.
And started running up and down stairs. He's like, man, I haven't moved like this in years. I'm like, dude, Okay. And then that's it. And then you would follow up with the ear clips to do, like I said, the central nervous system treatment. Let me grab the other. You can do that with this. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
You can do that with this device. You can do those as well, but I want to show you what the other device looks like. This is the Alpha-Stim aid. It is primarily for anxiety and insomnia. There's a few differences between this one and the M. It has only one channel. You cannot change the frequency on it, and it only goes up to 500 microamps. So you just plug it in. You place the pads on the ear clip electrodes. Okay, just like that. And again, just a few drops on each. Okay. Then you just clip these to your earlobes. A little higher. Perfect.
Okay.
just about for most people where an earring would be, kind
Okay.
of that fleshy part of the earlobe. Then turn the device on, power button's on the top. Okay, it automatically defaults to a 1 on the screen, which is 100 microamps. Are you feeling anything?
No.
At 1, most people don't feel anything. So I'm going to turn it up slowly. You may start to feel a little tingling or pulsing on your earlobes. That's our waveform. It's perfectly normal. Let me know when you feel a little dizzier, like you stood up too fast, that kind of lightheaded room is spinning feeling, or like you're on a boat in the water, that kind of unsteady rocking feeling. As soon as you feel that, I'll turn it down immediately.
Okay.
This is where everybody's different. Some people can tolerate higher currents than others. More is not better. So this isn't something where you'll eventually be able to build up a tolerance and get to a higher level.
Okay.
Some people are very sensitive to the current. I happen to be one of them. I can't do the ear clips at all. I have to use the electrodes on tops of my shoulders to get this treatment you're getting.
Okay.
So, no dizziness?
Not dizzy, just
A little lightheaded, maybe?
a little.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it down. Let me know when it goes away.
That's good.
Okay, it's gone completely? Because that's one mistake or one thing we see people do is they'll turn it down and they're like, okay, I can tolerate that. If you feel any kind of discomfort or lightheadedness or anything, the current's still a little too high. We want it to be completely gone. Once you do, so we turned it down, you're at 350 microamps. We recommend treating between 100 and 400 microamp. There's not much clinical benefit to going higher than that for most people. And if you treat lower than that, the current's too low. You have to wear the ear clips for like 2 hours.
Okay.
But once you get to that comfort setting where your dizziness or discomfort's gone away, look at the screen. If you're between 1 and 2, then you're likely going to need a full 60 minutes to get a treatment. If you're 2.5 or higher, 20 minutes is usually long enough for most people. Some people at 2.5 do okay at 40 minutes. So it's very individualized. A little bit of trial and error to see, initially.
I think I might want to drop down one more.
Drop down one more. Okay, no problem. How's that?
Better.
Okay. So now you're at 300 microamps, so you're still in the 20-minute range. You do want to complete a treatment. You don't want to stop early because the way I describe it is like, if you've ever been like really hungry and somebody gives you like a cracker, your hunger's not satiated, you're actually hungrier. Like your body's going, hey, wait, I need more. It's kind of like that. We've started to normalize the electrical activity in your nervous system as soon as the current hit. And so if you stop early, your nervous system's like, wait, I'm not finished.
Okay.
You get the same treatment at 1 for 60 minutes that you get at 4 for 20 minutes, but you do need to complete a treatment. The timer will count down, and then when it gets to 0, it just turns itself off. Okay.
Okay. Once a day, twice a day?
We recommend at least once a day for 3 to 6 weeks. The results are cumulative, so the more you use it, the longer they last. When the results are lasting more than 24 hours, if you wish, you can taper down to every other day. And then after a few more weeks, if you wish to go down, we recommend at least once or twice a week for maintenance.
Okay.
I also know people have used it every single day for decades. There's no adverse effects to long-term use like that.
Now, is this something you can put on before you go to bed?
Some people can. We actually recommend that you use at a time where the treatment ends at least 3 hours before going to bed.
Okay.
Because the results of this treatment are that you feel very calm and relaxed, but you also feel very alert and focused.
Okay.
I know providers who will use it at the end of their day because they're trying to get caught up on their notes. So it relaxes their anxiety and the emotional stuff that built up throughout the day. But then also they're very focused and they get through their charts quicker. And then they're not taking work home. They're emotionally or physically taking their work home with them.
Well, I know somebody that should take this home.
We all know people who should have these at home.
But don't tell the staff that I'm calm and relaxed.
Right.
Because, it'll be I need or can I
Right.
all
Now,
day.
again, the result, I wear mine at the office most often, and that's exactly what I find is I'm more relaxed, I'm less, keyed up. And then when the demands come in, Dr. Briley, Josh, I'm not, I'm like, okay, In fact, there was one day I went in the office. I'm generally pretty, easygoing, lighthearted guy, joke around a lot, especially at the office. And I walked in one day and I just stood at my office door and announced to the front room, I apologize. I don't know why. I woke up in a bad mood. Don't mess with me today. And about an hour and a half later, one of the women who worked in the cubicles up in the front was like, Dr. Briley, you need another cup of coffee. And I was like, I've had 3. And she got her voice got very small. She was like, use your Alpha-Stim. And I'm like, that's a good idea. And within 5 minutes, I walked down. I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. I noticed just my mood had lifted. Tension in my neck and shoulders had relaxed. And the rest of the day, I was back to myself.
Okay. So again, this device the cost is?
So the Alpha-Stim aid, the cost is $840
okay.
For patients. Again, 5-year warranty, financing available. This one will treat anxiety and insomnia. The one that does everything, anxiety and insomnia, including the pain treatment, which we demonstrated, retails for $1,299. Same 5-year warranty, the whole 9 yards.
Okay. So here at the office, we have both of these devices. If you would want to lease them or try them over a weekend before you would make your purchase, you would call the office, 724-935-9355. And you want extension 119. That is Ryan. And he is trained on the devices, and he can set you up either for a session here in the office, and then you can sign a waiver to take it home for the weekend, and then we can help you get onto the website and make a purchase.
Mm-hmm.
We've done that before, as we do with our Beamer sessions as well. So that is something that we could do here for you before you want to make, that purchase through Alpha-Stim itself. And I am about
8 minutes into your treatment.
8 minutes into my treatment, and I feel very relaxed, which, is something great. Focused, not so much yet. It's the beginning of the day, and I don't drink coffee, so I'm not quite sure how focused I'm going to be. I just returned from a conference, and so I'm trying to catch up with everything at the office and take care of the providers. But Dr. Stupai solely believes in these treatments and has been involved with the company for at least 6 years. We have a local rep that can come and help explain to you anything that Ryan does not know from a standpoint of the company. But like I said, Ryan is certified to do the procedures on you, and the telephone number and extension will be at the end of the video as well. So once again, we are talking about the Alpha-Stim aids. One is the M and the other is the aid. The website is alpha, ALPHA -stim, STIM.com for more information. We also have information here at the office. And I have about 8 minutes left. I think we're going to wrap it up, unless there's anything else that you'd like to share with the audience. Any other patient experiences?
I've got too many patient experiences to share. One that always jumps out at me is, like I mentioned, I worked with veterans at the VA, and there was a Vietnam veteran one time. He he was a Marine, been in Vietnam, became a firefighter, was injured, became a police officer, was injured multiple times. And he used the Alpha-Stim once in a group with me and walked probably about a quarter mile back out to his car at the end of group. And then I was standing there talking to somebody, and I just felt this presence behind me, turned around, and that veteran was standing there. And my first comment was, I forgot how tall you are, because for the first time in years, he was standing up straight. He wasn't stooped over with pain. And he wrapped me in a bear hug. And he said, I just want you to know I am pain-free for the first time in decades. And then turned around and walked back to his car. So that one always kind of resonates with me. I've had veterans who've had multiple back surgeries be pain-free, even on like a bad pain day. Arthritis, my dad uses it to treat his arthritis.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very, very cool device.
So we do have information on our website, advancedrheumatology.net. It would be under services. We've been talking about the Alpha-Stim M and the Alpha-Stim Aid. If you come to the office for an appointment and you're interested in having a session, we can get you set up before the provider comes in, and by the end of your visit, you should have completed a whole session. If you're an infusion patient and you're here for an hour, or some infusions take several hours, we can get you set up so that during your infusion, you can have a demonstration of either procedure. Do they ever send out any, updates, where you'd have to plug it in?
No, not with these devices. They're the waveform and the current in all of our generations over the years have always been exactly the same.
Okay.
So there's no updates or anything for these.
And they are FDA approved, which means they have been researched for the public, and the FDA deems them safe.
Yes.
We're getting down there, and
okay.
This has been an unusual catching up on the couch for me, but Dr. Briley came all the way from Texas, and he is here for the next few days to educate providers from rheumatology, from pain, from internal medicine, with the devices and the research that is behind the devices, and probably do some demonstrations on some of those people, perhaps at the programs that he's doing.
Absolutely.
So I believe you are meeting with Dr. Stupi tonight, so please have that handy.
We will.
Because she will probably go home and do her charts after she meets with you.
Will do.
So I'm going to sign off, and as usual, stay safe and stay healthy.